Hey guys, I'm Andrei, a certified translator and a real estate concierge. The company is LLC SIS, Smart Immigration Solutions, and this is just a quick and rather simple message about purchasing real estate here in Belarus, especially if it comes to a cheap house. There is a great field example just popped up recently, so I decided to basically roll out a separate clip about the idea I've been transmitting over the last 3 years. Ever since 2021, we never aimed to buy some crap which is only a house on the paper. It had to be a solid piece of real estate where a person either lived, like my Dutch neighbor in my village. He actually lived in his house. It comes with all comforts now, and it got checked by the police, or it's something that is actually a house or an apartment, and you live in your rented place, and this way you follow the law. Recently, I was, somebody was referred to me for assistance in a very typical case, perhaps, where a guy in 2020 bought a cheap house, and now he is screwed because he can't get his money back. The quick storyline is a guy from a Middle Eastern country, let's say from a country where they kind of like to save on things which shouldn't be saved on. The guy bought a $3,500 apartment, and it's sitting in, not even in a provincial town, which is not really a regional center, but like 20 minutes ride away from a provincial town that not many people could easily pinpoint on the map. So he was happy with 4 bare walls and the ceiling. It's like an apartment on the 2nd floor or 1st floor or something of a 3-floor block, something rather ancient and rather ugly. And right now he wants to sell it because he's divorcing his wife, and he wants to take his money back and move on. But in my personal and maybe subjective opinion, the more official I'm getting, the wiser my opinions are, through mistakes on top of other factors. The guy is just not selling it easily unless there's another Middle Eastern guy who wants to save the money, cut the corners, and buy the place that worked for this guy's residency. But obviously he's not going to tell him that in 2022 there was a huge scandal about the Indians buying cheap houses. The whole thing exploding into a little scandal in the Department of Migration, and many applications were reviewed backwards. A lot of residencies actually got cancelled by the stack. So after having seen such cases, and after having talked to the officers involved in that stuff, I'm more firm about buying actual solid properties and splitting the solutions into the cheapest ones and into the fastest ones and the wisest ones. There are no other options. There are no cheap houses. And any, potential clients of mine, likely of course, but there are some good Indians watching this video, I'm sending a clear message, guys. There are no cheap houses. I'm not doing this. And if you have in mind some countryside property where you're not going to live, you should please choose another operator. As always, thank you very much for watching. And if you would like to have an online consultancy in person or as a call, online is much cheaper because there are some things you better know before you pack your stuff and come over here. I'm all yours. Please send me the technical questions through direct messengers. The contacts are underneath the video. There are donation links. Many thanks to all those who are helping, and hopefully to see most of you in Minsk at some point. Cheers.